Pete. It's great to be back on with you. We are taking the second step in this conversation. This one talking more about the actionable items that we can speak to the audience about, right? As they're getting into the new year, what are some tangible or intangible, but actionable nonetheless, steps that they can take toward securing a policy, making sure they're comfortable with the protection that they're providing for their family. So if you're good to get started, we'll just jump right into the first question, which is going to be around mistakes. So we're going to talk, what's the biggest mistake that you're seeing people make when they wait until December to think about their coverage? And if you want to fill that in until they wait until January, whatever you're seeing, just this time of year, what are those mistakes and what do you say to those people?
I'm laughing not because it's a funny topic at all, but I don't know if Paige you saw online. I actually came up with. I was laughing about. Boy, it's so funny, but I made a post the other day, humorously saying like, important question: what do people put off more? Getting life insurance or admitting Mariah Carey's "All I Want for Christmas" is an amazing song. So no, all kidding aside, people do definitely, put it off. And what's the mistake there? Really, two big ones is the heaviest one would be, each day when everybody that leaves the earth each day, not everybody had it scheduled and it wasn't always planned. And the truth is, boy, that's one of the toughest calls any agency is going to get, where you'll have, a grieving spouse generally calling in where, they had in their notes that they had talked to a given agent, but they just didn't go ahead and sign the policy or get it done. So that's such a heartbreaker, and that happens. So that would be one. Is just, boy, we hope we all live to 100 plus years old, but that might not happen. So, and then the other one would be, we kind of touched on it in the prior, talk together, but health change. Even if you're doing everything right, or how about a car crash? Like, you get in a car crash and all of a sudden you might have had secondary complications that make you virtually uninsurable. So the other mistake is just assuming that nothing bad could ever happen and I'll still be able to qualify for everything I want. That's not always true. So if you don't have it or know you need a little more, getting a little technical here, but I also call it ensuring your insurability. It's really smart to take advantage of the fact, what you have right in front of you. If you have people counting on you, get covered, and you can always make changes in the future, if you want or need to, but don't assume that it's still going to be an option, because it may not be.
So that's great. Now, I'm going to paint you a picture of someone, right? You've got someone who's been putting off their life insurance, which we see very commonly throughout our topics, right? That is often the case. Maybe they think it's too expensive or that's too complicated, whatever the case may be. What are you saying to them right now? And what's that action that they can take, leading into the new year and ideally prior to?
Kind of one sentence truth would be something's better than nothing. We've touched on that a little bit, but it's really the case. And if they, don't have it and they need it, they've got loved ones counting on them, truly something's better than nothing. They can hopefully in the future add more if they still qualify. So we'll, talk to them about that. And getting a little technical too, like to educate and also have a little humor, that it's what's called a unilateral contract. I'll jokingly teach and tell people that not to pick on these organizations. It's not like Comcast or a gym membership, in that if for whatever reason you hit the lotto or you just don't need it, it's very easy to drop it or let it, call up to cancel it. So really the greater risk is not taking action when you need it, and not being so hung up on, what if I make the wrong decision? That's fair, but you're not stuck with anything.
Yeah, that's great. I think that the hesitation or just the lack of maybe understanding or knowledge on the topic can be, something that deters people from taking action. So education is definitely key. Now, let's be realistic on the time, right? There's only a few weeks left until the new year. Is there still time for people to give you guys a call or, just get in and get a policy in place before the new year happens?
Yeah, absolutely. Couple of key reasons why too is Real Innovation, as a brokerage, we really try to specialize in combining two kind of the sweet spot for clients, which would be we shop the market for over 10 of the top rated best companies, insurance companies across the country. But additionally to that, we also really look to find ones that specialize in kind of the best of both worlds, where you get a very competitive price, but who are more tech forward in their kind of automated underwriting, such that you're either going to get a yes or no decision on the spot, or hopefully for the vast majority at worst within a day or two. We get that offer back, go over the terms, make sure it's set up how they wish, and you can contrast that against other outfits, or maybe folks had the experience in the past of feels like a mortgage underwriting process or worse, where you're going to labs and they're bugging all your doctors, and 2 months later you still don't have an offer on the table. With us, a lot of the time we can get you covered right on that at that first meeting.
That's very impressive. I've luckily had really great experiences with anyone that I've worked with in this space as far as obtaining insurance, but you don't hear that often. So, Pete, a lot of what we've been talking about is around this tight timeline and, is it feasible to be able to apply now and get it quickly, and all of those questions that people have, right? Now, at Real Innovation, you guys are into real innovation, right? I can do the humor too. You guys are looking at innovative products and services that you can offer your clients and customers, right? So you've been talking a lot about this new service that you guys are doing, instant decision. And I would want to explain to the audience, what is instant decision underwriting versus traditional underwriting, just so they can get an understanding of the difference between the two and what might be the better route for them.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for letting me have an opportunity to nerd out. I'm very, very passionate about this, and I believe it's kind of what will be the future here. That's better for everybody, by the way, consumers and insurance companies. So I first have to kind of tell a quick backstory, which is historically convenience would be, for speed of approval would be at the expense of great rate, low price. Not anymore. No way. So, we're really excited that we've, kind of scoured the industry and have, multiple new partnerships where we're bringing to market products that really let the consumer get really exceptionally good pricing, but just skip all the nonsense and delay of waiting weeks and weeks to even maybe get an answer. So essentially, when I talk about instant decision, it doesn't mean that everybody gets exactly what they want, like, hey, welcome to life. Sorry. However, we have multiple new top rated, very competitively priced products that 100% of the time you will get, your yes or no, your decision right on that call, right at the application. So very excited about it. Client, great feedback from clients. And again, we really believe it's part of the future.
Yeah, that's amazing. I know it's refreshing, when you talk about like the golden rule piece of what you do, but it is always good to hear that there are like advancements in these types of the ways that you guys are doing things, right? It's really great. So another one then I want to pick your brain on is self-serve. Now, I'm aware of what self-serve means in the general sense, but when it comes to the life insurance space, can you tell us more about that and what that means for the audience?
So when I talk about digital or self-serve, it's essentially the functionality to let clients, we've got a wonderful team of licensed agents on standby if they, would like consultation and input, have questions, but some people don't. Some people, or maybe they're a night owl like me, they're up at night and they know what they want. We now have the functionality where consumers, if they wish, can essentially just get the quote themselves right on their phone, right on their laptop, whatever they're working on. And if they like it, click a couple buttons and get that instant decision and covered right on the spot. And then I have to, as I bring this up, quell what could be concerns of agents. Is in my experience too, everybody in the audience, is I think some corporations, they look at that functionality and there's almost like this Dr. Evil mentality of like, ooh, we don't need agents anymore. Not here. We view it as we'll always do our best to be, people first. And in fact, there's a whole other, like, not dissertation, but we love AI too, but in this world of I think people more so than ever, we want that human interaction. So we don't view that functionality of clients being able to apply themselves without an agent by any means as, you know, boy, this market's just gonna not be an agent market anymore. It's not at all. We still think 90% are going to be talking to a good agent, but if not everybody, gets covered on that first call, or maybe they were busy, so this sort of additional ease of access for clients, where I've also jokingly thought, humans when you want us and robots when you don't. Okay, it's not really a robot, but if you want to get a quote and you can want to go ahead and get covered, you don't always have to pick up the phone. You can go to our websites, and if we tell us you want to talk to us, we can email or text you too, and get you an easy way to quote and apply right online.
That's great. It's the meeting them where they're at, right? And being flexible. All right, Pete, you have given me some really fantastic responses and definitely got my gears turning, and I'll be lots to think about the rest of the day. But let's get into what I feel is extremely important to know is, what are you grateful for as you wrap up this year? And looking into the new year, what are you excited about, looking forward to?
Wonderful. Well, very seasonally appropriate. Few for sure big ones there. First and foremost, too, I would say absolutely clients. We really absolutely appreciate all the business, wonderful clients that are, we hope to serve for life. We openly recognize we're not the only game in town, and yet, I think our clients can pick up that we really do try to follow the golden rule and do right by them. So we exist to serve them. The team, very thankful for. This, the audience may not, but over half, maybe as high as 2/3 of our company, I dare, it's kind of cliche, but almost like family. A lot of these folks, we've worked together in some cases north of 15 years throughout multiple different companies. And so very thankful that, they do a wonderful job, and also, always the case with the startup, but, took a leap of faith and have stuck it out when it was early and new, and never perfect, but we're trying to make it as perfect as possible each day. Family, I'm thankful for a wonderful family. My wife Lucy, 3 beautiful boys, so watching them grow up is a blessing. Partnerships, just frankly too many to name, but boy, wonderful insurance companies who believe in our mission, and it's been a wonderful, mutually beneficial ride to bring this to market. So tons of good partnerships, your firm included. I'd also be absolutely remiss if just to say God. We're largely a group of believers. We love everybody equally, but absolutely each day, I thank God for the blessing of another day of life, and ask to use me as he sees fit. And so that would certainly be one of the things I'm absolutely grateful for. Should have led with that each and every day. You'd asked me too about, what we're gearing up, excited for 2026. So a ton, definitely 3 main ones I'd say is cautiously expanding our network. You already knew this, but the audience probably does not, that, we've been by design very, I dare say, like, stingy to not like mass recruit. We see that at no shade or anything, but some companies do that, and part of what we think makes it special is being really picky about not bringing on too many at once. And then partnerships too, really, it's been a blast for me already, and something I'm learning, becoming a CEO as well, is just really appreciating and cultivating these larger corporate partnerships, and see that as a big part of our future as well. As we can do more together, working with others, and not to be too secretive, but I won't say every little partnership, but really working a lot on developing large corporate partnerships that really just gets more Americans able to talk to us, and everybody wins on that. Thank you so much for coming on, and wishing you and your family and all of the Real Innovation team a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And
just blessings to all. So thanks again, Pete. Appreciate you.
My pleasure. Thank you, Paige, and thank you everybody for watching, listening to this program.